Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is JP, the Outlaw, the voice that makes some moisture, favorite color commentator. Here to give you my SmackDown Live review for first of the month. You guys already know what time it is, January 17, 2019. Okay? They start off this show with the Street Profits versus the Metro Brothers. Look like Deuce and Domino from 09. The Metro Brothers, I think it's Chris and JC, put you in the mindset of greasers. Like back in the day where they had the slick back hair and the cigarettes rolled up on their shoulder blades and shit like that on their arm. So that's pretty much what they do there. Pretty much a throwaway tag team outside of the Street Profits. The Street Profits, they have a lot of charisma. I think they're somewhat decent on the mic. Ford, more so than Antonio Dawkins, has more charisma. Ford is more. Dawkins is more like the heavy hitter of the group, and Ford is the athletic guy. So, I would like the WWE to push these two guys probably together. They may more than likely they won't. So. 9 times out of 10, I see, Ford going further than Dawkins. So that's neither here nor there. This is just my opinion. But right here we had a squash match. After the match, we had a beatdown from the Forgotten Sons, which is Wesley and Blake, and I believe his name is Jackson Ryder, the gunner from TNA. They come out. Horrible crowd reaction here. The fans said we forgot you. Stay forgotten. This is not the response you want from your homegrown crowd down in the Performance Center down in Florida. It can be looked at two ways. I'm looking at it as a negative. A lot of people could look at it as a positive. They're garnering the proper heat. Where I feel as though that heat isn't even justified because you have done nothing with them yet. This is please get off my TV type of heat, and you don't want that promoting a brand new tag team. So we see what the WWE does from here. Backstage segment with Matt Riddle and Keith Lee. Keith Lee has a match later tonight with Kassius Ohno. Kassius Ohno and Matt Riddle are in a feud right now. Their feud is centered around Matt Riddle's debut, where Kassius Ohno came out and pretty much forearmed the shit out of Matt Riddle, and I think in his last match after the last takeover. Okay, so of course in the this promo, Matt Riddle shit, bro, and all this other good shit, and pretty much bigging up Keith Lee. Keith Lee already suffered a loss from Lars Sullivan, who moved up to Monday Night Raw anyway, so I don't understand why Keith Lee had to take a loss to Lars. Throwing that out there. And then clearly here, we'll talk about it later, but clearly here he didn't have to lose as well. We get a hype video package for TakeOver Phoenix, and then also a promo package for Aleister Black versus Tommaso Ciampa for the NXT Championship. And it's basically Aleister Black pretty much talking trash about Tommaso Ciampa, telling him that, he lives in a fantasy land, he's the puppet master, and you're not going to be controlled by anybody, he's Aleister Black, so on and so forth. We have an in-ring segment with Bianca Bel-Air and Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler being the NXT Women's Champion and Bianca Belair being the challenger. Now, Bianca Belair, I think, has the most upside. I think now it's time to get the title off of Shayna Baszler, put her with Ronda Rousey's, make the four horsewomen of MMA. Okay, you make those the four horsewomen of MMA. You make that a faction. You put Jessamine Duke and Serena Safir over on Raw with Ronda Rousey's, and you put Shayna Baszler by herself on SmackDown. I think she can carry that brand. But this is what I would do moving forward. I love what Bianca Belair is doing. I love her whole demeanor and how she carries herself about being undefeated. The only thing I dislike about, of course, Bianca Belair here, the only thing I dislike about her and her character, rather, is the way her promos come off. It's okay to be cocky, without a doubt. And I love charisma. I love the way she handles herself in the ring. You know, the EST of NXT. You know, but you know, Shayna Baszler with their back and forth on this promo battle, Shayna Baszler got the better of her because, you know, you can go from undefeated to being, you know, overhyped. And I agree to a certain extent. I think Bianca Belair is like the female version of Velveteen Dream for the women's division of NXT. Okay? So with that being said, I would love to see where do you go from here. I would snatch the title off of Shayna Baszler, give it to Bianca Belair. Pretty much a decent promo battle here, though. These two are just now starting to build towards TakeOver Phoenix. So, you know, we'll see where it goes from here. Pretty much a slap and a stand and a stare-off pretty much started this feud up. So, yeah, again, Shayna Baszler right now needs to be on SmackDown. SmackDown Tuesday nights, okay? Because right now she does not need to be in NXT. I think she's overstayed her welcome, if you ask me. Donovan Jack, quick squash match here. The jobber, you know, a actual employee of the WWE, but he's a jobber, you know, bum. Not a bum. He's actually a good wrestler, a good mat wrestler. It was a good performance, but for the most part, no notable. He won't make it out of NXT, where Donovan Jack is clearly the star that they're pushing here. So, you know, we'll see where it goes with Donovan Jack. Video package hyping up the tag team match between the Undisputed Era and the War Raiders. Now, Hanson and Rowe, War Raiders, cut a great promo here. I love what they're doing with the Viking-esque theme that they're trying to throw out there. You know, I'm a big Viking fan myself. If you're not watching Vikings on the History Channel, what the fuck is wrong with you? Just throwing it out there. Yeah, pretty good promo. I can't wait to see this match. You know, the Undisputed and the War Raiders always put on a good show. We seen at the last takeover. It was pretty good. You know, the War Raiders and fucking Undisputed. So yeah. Moving on, we have a video hype package hyping up NXT UK, which if you haven't seen that, I'll probably be doing a review for that this weekend, just so I can catch up with everything. I missed a couple of things throughout the course of the week of last week, so I want to get back on the same page with everybody and be where we're supposed to be at. So we'll get to that. Johnny Gargano versus, forgive me if I butchered his name, Harlito Koloa. I don't know his last name. This was a decent match. This was a great match. I think Johnny in the ring with a faster paced luchador, it really showed how good Johnny Gargano is. As far as knowing his timing, knowing where he's at in the ring, and how to deal with a faster opponent, you know. Still being called Johnny Wrestling. It was a comment said by, I think it was Nigel McGuinness, who said, you know, he's still beloved by the fans. And I think you're going to get that with a Johnny Wrestling. Now, Johnny Wrestling reminds me of a Daniel Bryan. Everybody wasn't sold on Daniel Bryan being a heel until he threw the yes plates down, which, again, pretty much threw him right in that bracket where he wanted to be at. That hill, I'm a Dick Hill bracket, okay? I'm saving the environment and fuck the people. Just is what it is. I think with Gargano has yet to accept his Dick Hill role, but I think he's more of a nice tweener. Okay, you know, he's still in his mind, he's doing the right thing. Okay, in his mind, he's justified in everything he's done up until this point. Where us as the viewer, the fan, We look at it and say, all right, you cheated here, you cheated there, you cheated over here. Why are you doing this? This is not Johnny wrestling. This is a brand new Johnny, okay? The fact that I have a storyline with Tommaso Ciampa that lasted every bit of a year, and not at one point did I get bored with it, not at one point did I say, oh, I want something different. I think that Johnny Gargano, his story ends once he takes the title off of Tommaso Ciampa. One of these guys got to leave NXT. If you don't do no more than move him over to 205 Live, or even put Johnny Wrestling up there on Monday Night Raw, or I prefer SmackDown Live, but I wouldn't mind seeing Johnny Gargano on a Monday Night Raw against a taller opponent, being that underdog babyface that we need in the WWE, because every generation's had one. Just saying. It was Daniel Bryan, and he's Hill now. Who do you have to replace him? I would say Mustafa Ali, but you dig me? So, yeah. Backstage with the champ, Tommaso Ciampa, he talks about Aleister Black, just like Aleister Black did in his vignette. Again, these are just building hype towards their match at NXT Takeover Phoenix. So, I don't mind the vignettes. I hate the build, because normally this eats up most of the show. Most of the show is just vignettes. After Takeover, you normally get back into the swing of things, whereas though they're giving you solid programming through, let's say, the next 6 weeks, until they get to, I believe, the Royal Rumble. I believe WrestleMania, because after the Royal Rumble, which is in 2 weeks, it'll be WrestleMania. Also, Takeover Phoenix is in a week from Sunday, I believe, or some shit like that. So, it's going to be an interesting time in the WWE. Get your popcorn ready. That's all I got to say. Velveteen Dream video hype package. You know, trying to figure out what he's going to be in action next week. But they're trying to pretty much get you hyped up for that. Seeing the Velveteen Dream. I'm not really impressed. Like I said before, I like the Velveteen Dream. I love what he's doing now. I'm not impressed with his character. Forgive me. I think they could have did so much more with the Velveteen Dream. He could be a modern day Goldust, if you want to put it that way. In my mind. So, that's neither here nor there. And, of course, we get Keith Lee versus Kassius Ohno. And a pretty much decent match all the way up until the end, where Keith Lee lobos Kassius Ohno. Or reverse that. Kassius Ohno low blows Keith Lee and pretty much causes him a match, can miss the beatdown on Keith Lee, picks up the win. Out comes Matt Riddle to save his homie, but it was already too late. And that's pretty much it, you guys. That is my NXT review. I will be back probably later in the day. I got to sit down and write down these notes. I will be back with the Monday Night Raw review. It's going to be a doozy. Please tune in. We'll be uploading around like 8 o'clock probably on Saturday. We got a lot of stuff going on in the WWE. People demanding releases. We have people jumping ship trying to go over to AEW. And so much more here on the JP, The Outlaw podcast. Okay? Don't forget to look us up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Wrestling Amino. And if you have some free time, and I'll leave you with my final notes, my final thoughts. If you have some free time, go to the person that you love the most, look them in the face and let them know how much you care about them. Okay? That's what you do. All right? I'm JP the Outlaw. Y'all stay positive. Peace. I'm out.